my name's Penny, and as usual, I'm here to talk about some bookish things. Specifically, today I'm going to be doing the scavenger hunt for the Book Junkie Trials. So the Book Junkie Trials are a readathon put on by Rachel Marie's book journey. I will leave her links down below if you want to check it out. But in December, she's doing a winter quest where it's like a week-long readathon, but the goal is to read as few books as possible, which I think is a really interesting way of running a readathon, and I'm looking forward to it, although I'm still trying to figure out what that magic book is going to be that lets me complete it by only reading one book. But how cool is it for there to be a readathon where when you overachieve, you only read one book? I'm into it. But anyway, the scavenger hunt is preparation for the winter quest, where we get together our resources and tools and supplies that we're going to need to take down the evil enchanter. Oh, and I did also think that I better bring back my cat mage persona for the Book Junkie Trials, because I am a mage and I am a cat. So the idea of the scavenger hunt is just to pick books purely based off the cover, but I will tell you about the inside of the books as well. So there are 11 prompts. I haven't prepped it all, so we'll see if we can find some books that meet the prompts. The first prompt is you will be crossing the Eastern Sea. You will need a boat. A boat! So the boat that I'm going to take is this one from Live Ship Traders by Robin Hobb. This is the first book. I got it for $2 from a thrift shop. In the Live Ship Traders series, there are these boats that belong to a family, and once 3 generations of that family have died, the boat gains a consciousness, and these boats are really good at getting through dangerous waters because they have their own consciousness. So I think it's going to be really good for getting across the Eastern Sea. The second prompt is to be underdressed in Orc Eves is an offense. Wear something elaborately designed. So I got to find an elaborately designed book. Okay, so I'm going to go with Dark Dawn by J. Kristoff. This is a library book, but I will still have it when we get to the Winter Quest. In fact, I'm trying to decide, this almost fits all the prompts. Almost. It's short, like 1 or 2. But it's definitely elaborately designed because you've got this cat, but inside this cat is like all these different illustrations all put together. So it's kind of like when you quickly look at it, it looks simple, but when you look closely, there's a lot of elaborate details. If you don't know what Dark Dawn is about, we have this girl named Mia who is training to be an assassin in order to get revenge on the people that destroyed her family. She has this shadow cat that follows her along, Mr. Kindly, this Mr. Kindly, and she also has shadow magic, which she can do a few cool things with. I've just finished God's Grave. I haven't yet read Dark Dawn, but I am really excited to read it. Number 3, you need wood to keep the beacon of hope lit. So wood. Okay, I found quite a few with wood on them, but I think the best one here is The Lost Mind by Christopher Pike, because we've got this whole big log ready to go. Christopher Pike is an author that I read a lot of in my early teens. I don't remember exactly what this one is about. It says on the back, a girl wakes up in the woods. She has no memory of how she got there or who she is. There is blood on her clothes, a knife by her hand. Then she sees the body. Why can't she remember what happened? Who or what has stolen her mind? Christopher Pike is kind of like baby Stephen King, is how I always think of him. I definitely want to reread some of his books at some point, and I definitely think I will, but that's my book for wood. Number 4, to work with the Serpentine Allegiance, you first need to master the language. Speak with our own dragons. So a book with dragons. I've definitely got some. So I think that these are the only dragons I have, the Dragons of Pern. This is like the 20-somethingth in the series. I don't even know where it is in the series. But in the Dragons of Pern, it's kind of this planet where regularly this other planet comes close to them, and these thread fall from the sky, and they have to use dragons to burn the thread while it's in the sky, or otherwise once it lands on the ground, it just destroys everything. But there's also a whole bunch of political stuff going on at the same time, which sometimes puts everybody at risk. I don't know if I still like this series, but I have been trying to get up to the books where Anne McCaffrey's son Todd started writing them along with her, and then eventually he took over the series because Anne McCaffrey has passed away now. Because I'm interested to see how Todd McCaffrey goes with the series, but I haven't made it that far yet, so one day. one day. Number 5, tell the dears at Rural Haven that you are thankful with a gift of starlight. Starlight? That might be hard. I found some starlight. So this is Magnificat, which is book 3 in the Galactic Maloo trilogy by Julian May. This is a series all about people with different psychic abilities, and I believe in this one aliens come along and basically say, we're going to hook you humans up into this unity where you have like a shared mind, and it's going to make you a lot less violent and destructive, but some of the humans aren't really sure about it. They're not sure if they trust the aliens. So some people don't want to join this unity. I really love the series and I really want to read it at some point. And it's got starlight on the front. See, stars and light, starlight. Number 6, in order to gain entry, show the Eastern Empire that you are an ally to POCs. Okay, so I wanted to pick a book that also had a POC author. So I'm going with Once Were Warriors by Ellen Duff. This is a New Zealand book by a New Zealand author all about Maoris in New Zealand society. I think it's kind of set in maybe in the 80s, maybe earlier, I'm not sure, but it can be a very difficult read. It's all about racism and poverty and family violence, rape, depression, suicide. Basically trigger warnings for everything. It does deal with a lot of difficult topics. It isn't necessarily the easiest to read. I don't really like the writing style, but I do think the issues that it addresses are important to learn about. So, and from that perspective, it's a good book. Number 7, lay flowers at Gravesend for those already passed. Flowers should be easy, right? Okay, so I will go with Blue Lily, blah, blah, blah. It's always so hard to say. I will go with Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the 3rd book in the Raven cycle, which is all about the Raven boys, one of whom is trying to find a long dead Welsh king who is able to grant your wishes. Another one is dealing with kind of a difficult family life, and a couple of them have some unexpected powers. We also have a girl named Blue who lives with a family of psychics. She's always been told that if she kisses the boy she loves, he will die. So when she meets these boys, there's some romance, but it's difficult. I really love this series, and I do think these books are absolutely beautiful, as well as being really good reads. Number 8, while hiding from the frost giants, keep warm with fire. I actually saw quite a lot of fire while I was looking for wood, so I think I can find some. I mean, the most obvious one is The Fire by Caroline B. Cooney. This is like a YA, I guess YA, thriller, horror. This girl, Christina, lives on the island with some other children, and they all come across to the mainland to go to school. They stay in this house with the Shevingtons, and it doesn't go very well, as you can tell by the cover. I really loved these point thrillers when I was a kid, and again, I want to reread a whole bunch of them just for fun, but I can never find the first book in the series, because I actually think this is the 3rd book. The first book was The Fog, and if I ever see the first book in the series in this edition, I will be buying it, because I want the whole series. Number 9, rebuild some of the desolate ruins with vines. Vines. So I'm pretty sure these are vines all around the edge of Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This is a very well-known fantasy series all about this guy named Quoth, who is telling his life story and how all the legends about him aren't quite exactly what they're made out to be, and how he ended up where he is now, which is a very unexpected place. I really love this series. The first 2 books are amazing. I'm so curious about what's going on with the Chandrian, which are these like demon monsters in this world. There's so many hints, so many things to be wrapped up in the last book, but who knows when Patrick Rothfuss will ever get to it. So because of that, I don't recommend you start this series yet. Just wait. Just wait. Because you don't want to be waiting a million years like I am. And like, these books are really long. So when the new book comes out, you're going to want to reread the whole series, because there's so many clues. You'll want to have all of those ready in your mind. But so if you read it now, you'll probably have to reread it by the time the next book comes out. And like, it's so long. Anyway, one day he'll finish the final book. Number 10, gather the bones of demonic residue. We will bury our demons on our own lands. Bones. Oh, here's one. So I've got Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is all about these two guys who are investigating extraordinaries in college. Extraordinaries are people with different powers, different abilities, but you also follow them in a future timeline where they are now enemies trying to kill each other. So you've got to work out how did that happen. One of our characters is Victor, and he does like this poetry where people will cross out all the words and leave behind a poem or some kind of cool sentence. So in this one you can see damaged humans play with powers, which is what the book is about. I really love this cover, and it's got bones everywhere, so that's a good one. Then finally, number 11, for the Dark Shard you will have to sneak. Cloak yourself in a black robe. So black should be easy. The question is how black? How black is black? It's the blackest book I have. So I think that blackest book I actually own is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Everyone knows what The Hobbit is about. This hobbit goes on an adventure, runs into a dragon. It all gets quite dramatic. Although much less dramatic than the movie, because it's just a tiny little book, not 3 super long movies. Was it 3 or was it 4? It was way too long. But I really liked The Hobbit a lot more than Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings was just so over the top with the description that I could never get through it. It took me so much work to finally get through that series. Whereas The Hobbit is just fun. It's more middle grade than like adult fantasy like the rest of the Lord of the Rings. So if you haven't read The Hobbit, you should go into it with that expectation that it's middle grade, not adult fantasy. But it is just a lot of fun. And of course Smeagol is my favorite character, because he's so cute in the story. Cute but creepy, you know. So those are all my books prepared for, wait, let me pile them up. Okay, so these are all the books that are gonna give me everything I need for the Book Junkie Trials Winter Quest. I think I'm prepared, well, except for that like one book that's gonna let me complete all the prompts in one go. But I will find that out. It's definitely not in this pile, but there's got to be a book out there somewhere, right? There's got to be. I just haven't figured it out yet. Anyway, let me know if you are going to be participating in the Book Junkie Trials Winter Quest. As I said, I'll leave all the links to it down below if you're interested in participating. The first round of the Book Junkie Trials was a lot of fun, so I expect that the Winter Quest will be great too. Rach Marie always puts a lot of effort into trying to make her readathons very creative, and I really appreciate that. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.